First thing I'm gonna start with is, we're gonna have a vehicle to share with the elected officials. Whitney's getting a new pickup, and the red pickup that, Bill Holland's been driving, the county's buying it off from the sheriff's department, so we're gonna have a vehicle for people to use if they need to go to meetings or whatever. Supposed to be available by the 1st of April. And,
That may not happen now though, isn't it, cause they backed his truck. to
well, yeah, they
May
backed
8th
his
now.
truck up till
May
May
8th, I think.
8th, but
Yeah.
he said he thought he'd have the red one done, because, you know, he's using his own pickup now for his sheriff duties. Oh, let's see,
So I'll add a little bit to that truck, we've got an expense sheet that'll go with it to keep track of mileage, and
yeah,
it'll be almost like when you would have a rent-a-car. You'll have to walk around it and make sure there's no damage, so that if something does happen, we'll know when and where it happened.
And it have its own fuel card.
It'll have its own fuel card, yeah.
yeah,
And when you get your fuel, then that will be charged back against your mileage budget and
Travel.
for your travel. So instead of paying mileage, we'll be paying for the fuel out of your mileage and training line.
they're working on the overhead bridge down there now, they're driving piling, so they're making progress. And we got 2 more bridges up here in the northwest part of the county that, one of them we should be taking bids pretty quick on it, and the other one's just in the planning stages. I really don't have much else to add, you, anymore?
We're gonna have to do some plumbing updates. The city's requiring us to put a backflow preventer and a new meter in. And I guess how we're doing that, we got galvanized pipes going back to push water up, and we think galvanized pipes are probably corroded shut, so we're gonna replace those with plastic downstairs.
Another thing I might add is the old county shed out there, we had to get rid of the wood stove in it because of the insurance, and we're gonna have a new roof put on it, so it's gonna be in pretty good shape now when we get the roof on. Anybody, you have anything else to add?
Judge Nicolai come in and asked us about putting a railing like this one upstairs for protection up in the courtroom, so I think we're gonna look into that.
They call that the bar.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
bar, yeah.
When they redone the courtroom up there, I guess they took it out, I don't know, probably somebody's got it, I don't know who, but. So, she'd just like to have something up there. I guess I'll start out with Whitney's report he typed up here, cause he didn't know if he'd be able to be here, because he's out doing something else. He's got one, male inmate downstairs, you all heard him, I guess. They think maybe he
Yes, I
might
haven't.
get released next week, he didn't know for sure. Also, we have one female inmate in Fayette County, Iowa, wherever that is. He's gotta pick her up and get her down there, cause she's 5 months pregnant, and she's in trouble, so. And he says his first quarter budget is looking very good. And his new truck, like we've already said, mentioned, is not gonna be here till May 8th, and E91 dispatch and training will begin in mid-April for all of his dispatchers. They're gonna have 12 hours of online training in the next 12 months, each dispatcher. And I already told you about the red patrol truck, but he said he'd have it ready for us to use by April 1st. That's all I got from him, so we'll start with Michelle.
I have We still have about 500 accounts for personal property that aren't turned in. That's about 200 up from last year. We usually send around 300 second notices out, so we're at 500. So I'm not sure if it's the weather being nice and everybody forgot about it or what, but they'll go out next week. And then, everything is decreasing an average of 10%, but most of it is automobiles are going down 15%, but heavy trucks are only going down 6%. But it averages out about 10% decrease this year. April is when we usually start reviewing new construction. We have 40 structures, 27 houses, and the rest are just buildings. So far on the list for new properties, and 2 new chicken houses. And then in June is when we enter everything, and then we'll close out the year the end of June, and then September we start reviewing, but it's not new construction, it's like parcel checks. So we do new construction in the spring and parcel checks in the fall. And that's about it.
27 new houses.
Boy.
Not me.
Well, thank you for your report.
So Cindy yesterday asked us if we would be all right with seeing a little bit of a raise in real estate.
Yeah.
She thought it might be better if it was organized at a smaller rate, because if it goes very long, they thought it would jump astronomically. So I think there's more and more rumblings of that down around Jeff City to raise the real estate a little bit.
Yeah, that would be good.
Well, now wait a minute.
You gotta take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to figure out some way to have some tax base.
Yeah.
So, the new houses only go so far. When you have
Yeah.
a new house up here, but you have your older real estate here, you've gotta come together somehow,
Mm.
and you don't wanna do all that in one year.
Yeah,
So-
right.
You should probably do a certain percentage each time.
Okay, Diane.
I really don't have much. It's kind of slow. I have sent out delinquents. I don't know, I sent out like 400. Haven't got much payment on them. Good time to start working on tax sale for 2 years delinquent on real estate. I think I've got 20 right now, but some people always wait and then they'll go ahead and pick up and pay. But I did have Gary's son Dustin called about the taxes on the building over here that was torn down, and he said hopefully by April they'll have those paid up.
Oh,
Mm.
oh, well.
He said that way if they sell it, there's a clean title on it.
Mm.
But I haven't seen anything.
Well, yeah.
So that's, I guess I did go to Lewis County yesterday and try to help the collector down there since she's new and she's never done an annual settlement, and I got her closer of not being so much off, but theirs is a little different than ours. So I learned a lot about drainage districts, but I got her to match on that, so. Anyway, that's about all in my office.
Alright.
All right, thank you. Oh, sure.
I've basically just been searching unclaimed property a lot, especially we got a letter from the state, treasurer. There's actually over $1 billion in Missouri of unclaimed property, and there's 280,000 just in Scotland County. So I've contacted a few people that I've just searched, like, randomly. I've actually got a few people to come in and start filling out that paperwork. So there's 3,839 individuals, accounts in Scotland County that are unclaimed.
Oh,
How many?
So 3,839. So I've went out to the school. They have several that are unclaimed. Even if it doesn't amount to much, just get it claimed. So I've searched every one in the courthouse. You guys are all good. So
So what do they have to do to claim it?
you have you go through, say, showmemoney.com, and then you can claim the property. Then they send you, if you do it yourself, you get a form right there. You fill out a form of, especially if, you're claiming for someone who's passed away, you have to provide a death certificate, ID of who you are, and anyone who is living. And I actually haven't got to do anyone that is still alive, like for themselves. I think all you have to do is provide your ID as far as I can tell, but
So show me money.
yep, showmemoney.com and you can search anyone, so. Yeah, I've been, it's kind of fun to just search that, so. That's all I've pretty much been doing besides being sick, so.
Since our last meeting, you've had a couple of name changes you had to go through too, haven't you? With the bank and with yourself.
Yeah, I've kind of been doing that. Y'all know Equity Bank is now Bank of Kirksville, so,
Other way around.
or Bank of Kirksville is now Equity Bank. Yeah, so I haven't really got much communication from them. We don't really know. May 1st is, I guess, kind of, I think, the official change. So right now, everything is still working under Bank of Kirksville, like our website still Bank of Kirksville, that kind of thing, so.
They
Yeah.
said they were supposed to send out notice to everybody, all the
Yeah.
customers about,
Yeah, I really haven't
Well-
received much.
I had asked about if we had to get new checks, because like I just and you can't order small amounts of checks, you have to order this big box. And they said, yeah, but you'll get a letter about that. And I'm like, those are expensive, so are you gonna give us a discount? Because we're not the one that changed our name, so I
I haven't got a
haven't-
letter about it.
I haven't gotten a letter yet, but that's what they told me. That's what Sandy told me, that we would have to get new checks. Which I wasn't real thrilled about, because I don't write a lot of checks every month. So,
You didn't
but
put that extra money in your budget either when you did your budget request in January.
no,
yeah.
because we didn't know. I mean, I didn't know that, so, anyway. That's all I know
So
about
they're not
the,
letting
Yeah.
you use your own checks?
Right now they are.
that, right now they are.
I think come May they will, but.
I think it'll have to change. But, I
Okay.
guess we'll have to wait and see.
Teresa,
I don't really have much. I went to my Northeast District meeting in Hannibal a couple weeks ago. My conference is next month, April 15th through the 20th. I've had a little bit of a increase in recordings, so it's not been too bad. That's about it.
thank you. Julie,
April 10th, I will be going to speak at Congress, the Circuit Clerks Group. We're all meeting with Cindy O'Laughlin, Greg Sharp, and some other people down in Jeff City. Jury questionnaires went out for the new term for everybody to start filling out, so I see the courthouse has been pretty busy with people coming in, trying to locate us. We've had a lot of records requests this spring due to taxes, and people are inquiring about a lot of different things. Me and Angela went to a training in Kirksville that was free for our regional area. So that was the first time we've actually had in-person training in our area that we didn't have to pay for. So we utilized that for probate and other things they were going over. We're working on, since the Scotland County's done with any current requests for marijuana expungements, so we've been refiling and kind of organizing our filing system, since that was kind of a hard on our filings, trying to find every paper file to 1971. So we're trying to do a little housekeeping in the office, start of the new year, so. That's not a lot going on, just plugging away at things, so.
okay, thank you, Julie. Bettina,
We are just working on getting things ready for the April 2nd election. We are in the no excuse absentee voting period, so anybody can come into the office in person and vote absentee with no excuse. At this point, we'll also be open on Saturday, March 30th from 8 to noon if anybody needs to vote absentee. We will be doing public test logic and accuracy testing of the voting equipment on March 29th at 9 a.m. if anybody's interested in coming in and seeing how those machines are pre-tested to make sure that they are counting correctly before the election. We've also been taking filings for county offices for the August election. At this time, we've had Brian Whitney filed for sheriff, David Wiggins and James Spray filed for Western District Commissioner, Brent Rockhold filed for Eastern District Commissioner, Michelle Van Gorkum filed for assessor, Eric Byrne and Jeff Behrens both filed for coroner. However, Jeff Behrens came in and withdrew on March 18th. And then also Oliva Frederick and Serena Stott have filed for public administrator. So filing will remain open until 5 p.m. on March 26th. So outside of elections, we've been balancing out the collector's year end with her and working on getting the back tax abstract ready for certification. That's about all I have.
So that's next Tuesday when the filing period ends.
It is.
Okay, everybody, thank you for your report. I might say that we'll be gone April the 16th over to Kirksville for Northeast Area Commissioners and Clerks meeting. I don't even know what day that's on.
A Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, it's on a Tuesday, so we wouldn't be here anyhow, so. I don't have anything else.
I do, let's take a picture. Everybody get in position.
Yeah. Knows if anybody wanting a job, I'm looking for a deputy.
Yeah.
How often do we get a chance to take a picture of everybody all in the same room? So you guys get over there with the commissioners.
I don't know if I can get it now.
Do you want?
Man, some of them may have to get in front or, can you get all of them in one line?
Get in.
Come on over here.
I'm short. Diane, you're short too.
You've lined yourselves up perfectly.